Soleimani.
I've just been updated by the Chief of Staff that the Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council, Larijani, and the head of the Basij, Iran's central repression apparatus, who is responsible for the massacre of the protesters, were eliminated last night and have joined the head of the annihilation program, Khamenei, along with all those eliminated from the axis of evil in the depths of hell.
No, clearly the leadership in Israel is very keen to show the lengths that they've gone to carry out these assassinations. I mean, what does this operation say about the extent of Israeli intelligence and the degree in which the Israeli state has essentially penetrated into the corners of Iranian security right now?
Well, Niamh, this is an important part of Israel's brand as a military superpower in the region. And this is something that Netanyahu keeps talking about, that this war, what Israel is doing in this war is putting it on par with global superpowers. And those are his words, not mine. Now, the surveillance, Israel's ability to hack into telecommunication systems, to carry out surveillance, to penetrate all the defenses is notorious. It does have a specialty, if you will, in terms of publicly assassinating its adversaries. This is a new level of that capability, and one that Israel is keen to tout for its base in the right wing in Israel, but also for those vying to buy that technology. And those companies have made tens of billions of dollars over the past 3 years. Now, it's not clear how Israel is doing that, how Israel is penetrating all those defenses, how it is able to find out where all of these leaders are. We don't know the specifics. We don't know. We don't have confirmation, as Tawhid was saying, if those assassinations were successful, and we don't know the circumstances. Was he in a bunker? Was he in an apartment? Was he in a public place? Those things would probably shed some light on how exactly Israel was able to get him. But we do know that, at least as far as Israeli sources are concerned, there was an attempt to assassinate Ali Larijani on Monday. That was called off, possibly because of intelligence. And then the assassination, according to Israel, went ahead successfully, and the confirmation was announced today.
Okay, many thanks to both of you, Noorudeh in Ramallah in the occupied West Bank and Tawhid Asadi in Tehran. Well, I'm now joined by Wolfgang Pusztai. He's an independent security analyst and former defense attaché for Austria. He joins us from Vienna. And Ross Harrison, a senior fellow at the Middle East Institute and author of Decoding Iran's Foreign Policy. He's joining me here in the studio. As we have been reporting, let's give you some information first before we go to the interview. The Israeli military says Gholam Reza Soleimani, the commander of Iran's internal security unit, has also been killed in the strike. So who is he? Let's give you some more information. He has been Iran's top security official, serving as the head of its internal security force known as the Basij since 2019. He joined the Revolutionary Guards in 1982 and has been a veteran of the war with Iraq. Soleimani was sanctioned by the United States, the European Union and other countries for his suspected role in suppressing dissent in Iran. He's held a degree in history and was reportedly born in 1965. That's according to records by the US Treasury. All right, straight to our guest then, Ross Harrison and Wolfgang Pusztai, who I introduced a short while ago. Well, welcome back to both of you. Firstly, to you, Ross, could you put these killings into perspective for us? Because Iran's leadership has essentially suffered another major decapitation. I mean, Larijani was often seen as the bridge between the old clerical guards and a more kind of pragmatic form of leadership and bureaucracy, particularly because of his role in international diplomacy. How are you reflecting on this moment?
No, I mean, it's a significant moment. He was both the head of the Speaker of the Majlis earlier, and is just recently the head of the Supreme National Security Council. So he's a significant personage and particularly in the last number of months since the June war, as Ali Khamenei, the former supreme leader, was sort of in hiding for a certain period of time, Ali Larijani rose. So his star rose, and it rose his ability to manage through the current war, and his ability to manage diplomatically after this conflict, I think has been, Iran's ability to do that has been dealt a blow.
Turn to you, Wolfgang, particularly on the Basij commander, Gholam Reza Soleimani. I mean, he is the man responsible for internal security. What does it say about this catastrophic blind spot when it comes to Iran and its leadership's ability to look after its chain of command?
Israel has certainly deeply penetrated Iran's state security system and the whole state. And they are using this for their decapitation strikes on day one and for the continuation of these decapitation strikes. But maybe even more important for the situation on the ground, the Israelis and the Americans are now in phase 3 of their campaign. This means they are particularly after the ground forces of the security elements. This means they are after the commanders, the medium and lower level commanders of the Basiji, of the Revolutionary Guards and the others. And this is certainly something that must be very worrying for the Basiji and the other security forces. And this is something which might encourage the Iranians a little bit more to take their destiny into their own hands. But I doubt that this will be the case anytime soon.
Maybe not anytime soon. Ross, putting that to you, is it wishful thinking on behalf of Benjamin Netanyahu to just assume that with these latest assassinations that the people of Iran who are against the leadership will rise up?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Iranians, as much as they may be against the current regime, are very nationalistic. And they will interpret this assassination and killing in the context of the entire war. So whether they will be mourning him per se, or whether they will be mourning the fact that their country has been penetrated by Israel and by the United States, that remains to be seen. But a very nationalistic population, the notion that somehow the U.S. or Israel will be greeted as liberators and see this as a positive, this whole series of events as a positive turn of events, it's unlikely, at least in the near to medium future.
Wolfgang, judging by everything that we have seen so far in this conflict by way of escalation upon escalation, given another serious decapitation of significant figures within the Iranian leadership, what are you anticipating the Iranian response to be now?
Well, I'm not so sure that the Iranians are not welcoming the killing of the Basiji leaders and the Larijani. This depends on about who we are talking about. The Iranian population is not a very homogeneous one. We must keep in mind that about 1 month ago, 10,000 of Iranians were killed, were murdered by the regime. I doubt that the families of those, I doubt that the people where they are coming from, that they are really mourning about the death of these two leaders. Where are we heading right now? I would say the strategy of Iran will continue with what probably Larijani developed. This means to continue a war of attrition, to continue, even if it's just a few missiles strikes on Israel, to show to the Israelis, to show to the world that they are still capable of offensive operations. And they will also continue their drone attacks on the Arab Gulf states. I would say they will continue with these attacks as long as they need not to pay for it.
Well, on that point, I mean, it does beg the question how much discomfort, particularly the Gulf region, can take as a result of the actions taken by Israel. I wonder how the United States navigates all of this at the moment. It's desperate for extra